So, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to everyone. Uh, we would like to presenting COVID-19 and the vaccines from subject protein chemistry CHY3205 by Dr. Eli Teo Yili. So, we would like to introduce our name first. My name is Muhammad Azil Yusuf bin Azman. My metric number is S32729.
Hello guys, my name is Viviana Anakberry and my metric number is S32839.
Hello, my name is Ileka Subramaniam and my metric number is S32754.
Hi, my name is Nurul Ashikis Binti Major with metric number S32837.
Hello, my name is Tian Quang Li and my metric number is S32746.
Hello, my name is Amy Olivia Pias and my metric number is S32828.
In December 2019, the world witnessed the emergence of the novel coronavirus. This marked the beginnings of an unprecedented global pandemic that would impact every corner of the world. The impact is clearly demonstrated when the chart of unemployment rate rose, where economic performance, including two most important parameters, the GDPs and trading value, slumped. Next page. The pandemic hits the society in many aspects. For example, in healthcare, overburdens of medical and clinical personnel and neglections of patients with other illnesses due to overwhelming focus on COVID-19 has become an issue that we need to focus on. And for the economic impacts wise, the slowdowns and reduced accumulations of essential product disruption in supply chain and losses in national and global trade are said to be the one of the few most prominent effects. As for the social impact, the most prominent and the most obvious impact from the pandemic will be the increased public anxiety and fear. Next. So we talk about the era prior and after the introductions of vaccines. Prior to the introductions of vaccines, government and health organizations implements various public health measures, but the most important, the utmost important movement is the implementations of vaccines. The introduction of COVID-19 vaccines mark a turning point in the global fight against the pandemic. Before vaccines became widely available, the world was grappling with soaring infection rate and high death toll. As you can see in the chart, prior in the early stage of the pandemics. With the advance of vaccines in December 2020, a new chapter begins, as observed from the graph. When more people received the dose, a noticeable trend emerged. The number of new COVID-19 cases began to decline in many regions. Although there were fluctuations due to the emergence of new variants, overall the trend shows a downward trajectory in infections. More importantly, when we look at the graph, especially the world confirmed COVID-19 deaths per 10,000 people, 100,000 people, the death rate saw a substantial decrease globally with widespread vaccinations efforts. I'll pass my presentation to the next presenter.
Okay, I'd like to talk about the mRNA vaccine. So the mRNA vaccines, the examples are Pfizer and Moderna. The mechanism behind the process involves mRNA instructing cells to produce the virus spike protein, such as that of SARS-CoV-2. Once produced, the immune system recognizes the spike protein, as foreign and respond by generating antibodies and T cell to fight the virus. So a key advantage of this method is that it does not use live virus, making it a safer option for our vaccination. So next slide. Viral vector vaccines, for example, Johnson and Johnson and AstraZeneca, the mechanism behind this approach involves using a harmless virus such as an adenovirus to deliver genetic material into cells, prompting them to produce the spike protein. Once the spike protein is generated, the immune system identifies it as foreign and responds by producing protective antibodies and T cells. So like mRNA vaccines, this process helps prepare the immune system to fight off the actual virus it encountered. Next. So how mRNA and viral vector vaccines work? The mRNA in these vaccines provides cells with the instruction to provide the spike protein of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The immune system that then detects this protein as foreign and initiates an immune response. So for the viral vector vaccine, a harmless virus such as an adenovirus delivers the genetic code for the spike protein into cells. Once it's inside, the cells produce the spike protein, which triggers an immune response. Next. So the key difference and efficacy of mRNA vaccines and viral vector vaccine, mRNA vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna, these vaccines have a high efficacy of approximately 95% in preventing COVID-19. Pfizer requires ultra cold storage, while Moderna can be stored at standard refrigeration temperatures. Viral vector vaccines like Johnson and Johnson and AstraZeneca, these vaccines have an efficacy around 70%. They can be stored at regular refrigeration temperature, making them easier to handle and distribute. So I'll pass to my next presenter.
Thank you, Elakia. So, vaccine efficacy in reducing severe illness and deaths. Starting with effectiveness against several outcomes, vaccines, particularly mRNA-based ones like Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, show strong effectiveness, reducing hospitalization by over 91% for hundreds aged 65 and older, by compared to the 84% for the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. And booster booster doses further enhance protection against the severe outcomes, even though the immunity against infection decreased over the time. And then for the protection against variant, during Delta and early Omicron wave, vaccine continue to offer robust protection against hospitalization and death, even as their effectiveness against mild infection decrease. This underscore their critical role in mitigating several diseases caused by evolving variant. And next is protection against variant. Vaccine immunity decline over the time, but booster restore strong protection against several disease. And booster effectiveness remains high for up to 6 months through reinfections may still occur due to variants like Omicron. So as for safety measurement in vaccine development, like rigorous clinical trials, COVID-19 vaccines underwent through testing in multi-phase trial in tens and thousands of participants. This trial assess safety and effectiveness in diverse groups, including various ages, gender, and health conditions, with mRNA vaccine like Pfizer and Moderna rigorously tested before approval. As for accelerated development without compromise, although the development timelines were shortened, vaccine developer follow all the standard procedure and prior research on similar virus such as SARS and MERS. It's facilitated faster progress. Regulatory agency like FDA and WHO review trial data meticulously before granting emergency use or full approval. Next, the real-time monitoring post-deployment. Starting the first one is Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, which is VAERS, a system in the US for persist reporting of potential adverse effect, allowing experts to detect patterns needing further investigation. The next one is VSafe, which is a smartphone-based tool enabling vaccinated individual to report side effects and receive personalized health check-ins. And lastly, this uses health record to monitor safety in real time and identify any potential risks. And lastly, for safety is global oversight and standard. WHO and National Health Agency continuously analyze post-approval data. Independent panels of expert review finding to maintain transparency and adapt recommendation as needed. And special attention was given to vulnerable groups such as pregnant individual, children, and those with underlying conditions. So I would like to pass to another presenter.
Thank you very much, Asli. So as how mentioned before, in the late 2019, the world faced an unprecedented challenges as COVID-19 spread very rapidly across the globe. So by the time vaccine became available in the late 2020, millions of lives have already been lost. Economies were struggling and healthcare system were pushed to their limits. So basically, vaccine offer a glimpse of hope and opportunities to prevent severe illness, reduce death, and allow societies to recover. Next. Right. So here, in terms of reduction in spread, hospitalization, and deaths, basically, COVID-19 vaccine have significantly reduced the burdens of the pandemic. So studies have consistently shown that vaccination is one of the most effective ways to prevent severe disease and death. So in United States, for example, studies estimated that over 6,650 deaths and 45,100 hospitalization were prevented within 80 months of the vaccine rollout. So globally, vaccine have saved millions of lives. According to the study published in The Lancet, they prevented over 20 million deaths worldwide in 2021 alone by reducing the severities of infection and slowing the spread of the virus. And this impact is especially visible in countries with high vaccination rates, where cases of severe illness and ICU admissions have dropped drastically. Next. All right. So while the success of vaccine is undeniable, one of the major obstacles remains, which is the vaccine hesitancy. Misinformation and distrust have caused a significant resistance to vaccination. Social media has often amplified this concern, spreading myths such as vaccine altering DNA or causing infertility such as. So these claims have been debunked by scientists, but their prevalence still influences public opinion. A systematic review of vaccine acceptance found lower rates in certain regions such as parts of Africa, for example, the Middle East and also Europe. So in Russia, for example, only 30% of their population expressed willingness to be vaccinated at the height of the pandemic. So we address these challenges by requiring a combination of public education, transparent communication, and also community engagement. Next, please. All right, so does the unequal global distribution. So this is another critical challenges. They're often referred to as vaccine inequity. High-income nations, for example, they secured a majority of the early vaccine doses, leaving that many low-income countries struggling to vaccinate even frontline works. So for instance, while countries such as United States, the UK, United Kingdom had vaccinated over 60% of their population within a year, some low-income nations like Africa, they had vaccinated less than 5%. So this disparity has consequences beyond individual countries. Low vaccination rate is in some regions create fertile ground for the virus to spread and mutate, which increase the risk of new variants like Delta or Omicron to emerge. So organizations like COVAX, for example, were established to address this inequality, but the global response still falls short of ensuring equitable access for all. So in summary, basically in terms of the global impact of COVID-19 vaccine, we know that COVID-19 vaccines have transformed the trajectories of the pandemic. They have saved millions of lives and brought us closer to a sense of normalcy. However, the challenges like vaccine hesitancy and equitable distribution must be addressed to fully realize their potential. Okay, so vaccination is not just a personal choices, it is a global responsibility. So by fostering trust, combating misinformation, ensuring fair access to vaccine, we also need to work together to end this pandemic and prepare for future health challenges. With that, I pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Now I will be addressing some common myths about vaccine and providing the fact to debunk this myth. One of the prevalent myths is that vaccine cause severe side effects. This belief often stems from misinformation and anecdotal report of rare adverse events that get amplified on social media, causing fear and misunderstanding. In reality, most side effects are mild and temporary, such as soreness at the injection site or mild fever. Severe side effects are extremely rare. Another myth is that vaccine contain microchip. The myth is fueled by distrust in government and technology company combined with conspiracy theories. However, the fact is that vaccines do not contain microchip or any form of tracking devices. So there is also a misconception that vaccine can alter your DNA. This misunderstanding arises from confusion about how mRNA vaccine work and the differences about genetic material in vaccine and human DNA. The truth is that vaccines do not change or interact with your DNA in any way. Next. Some people believe that vaccine cause infertility. This false claim has been spread through social media and word of mouth, often without any scientific backing. There is no evidence that vaccine cause fertility problem in women or men. Another common myth is that natural immunity is better than vaccine-acquired immunity. This misconception is based on the belief that natural infection provides stronger or longer-lasting immunity, despite the risk associated with the disease. In fact, vaccination provides a more predictable and safer immune response compared to natural infection. There is also a myth that vaccine cause new variants. This belief is due to a misunderstanding of how virus mutate and evolve, and the role of vaccine in preventing the spread of the virus. Variants arise due to the virus mutating, not because of the vaccine. Next. Some people think that vaccines are not effective against new virus. There is a myth that vaccine can cause cancer. This fear is often fueled by general misunderstanding about new medical technologies and their long-term effect. There is no evidence linking vaccine to cancer. Boleh slide sebelum tu. Number 6, vaccines are not effective against new variant. This confusion is often due to evolving information about variant and vaccine efficacy and misinterpretation of scientific data. However, vaccines are effective at preventing severe illness, hospitalization, and death because of various variants. I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Amy. I will talk about how to spread awareness about how to preventing of COVID-19 and way to get vaccinated. First of all, we need to mask up in the crowded spaces because we need to wear mask in crowded area or the poor ventilated area to protect yourself from people that are unvaccinated. So wearing a mask in a crowded or enclosed spaces will a mask will help to protect you and those around you by reducing the spread of the respiratory droplets. Next is practice of good hygiene. Reduce the risk of the COVID-19 infection by washing your hand frequently with soap and water. Washing our hand at least more than 20 seconds will help to decrease the spreadness of the virus. Or we can use using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer and avoiding touching the eyes, nose, and mouth. This is due to the easier spreading of virus through this area. Okay, next slide. The third one is maintaining a social distance. The distance guideline that are been proven by the World Health Organization is at least 10 beside other people, at least 6 feet or 1.8 meter away, as the virus primarily can spread via respiratory droplet, and it can be expelled when an infected people when they are cough, sneezing, talk, or breath. So keep a safe distance from others, and social distancing is the best way to reduce the risk of the spreading of the virus. Next, the fourth one is self-quarantine if you are sick. First of all, when you're showing symptom, you need to stay at home or isolate yourself. Then you need to call a doctor if you have a symptom, and you stay at home until you recover this incubation period, which is 14 days. And then avoid sitting, sleeping, or eating with your loved one if you live in the same house. And lastly, you need to put a mask and wash your hand as much as possible so that avoid spreading of the virus. If you need any urgent medical attention, wear a mask and let people know that you have COVID-19 and uh, prepare yourself to isolate from people that are not uh, affected by the virus. Okay, next. This is the vaccination COVID program. First of all, you need to find a COVID vaccine near you so that a vaccine today will keep the virus away. So we can go to through a vaccine web to find a vaccine near to you. Then they can call and visit the website to make an opinion. So get vaccination of COVID-19, guys, so that we can prevent the spreading of the virus and can strengthen our immunity. Okay, next. For the conclusion of our topic, COVID-19 vaccine is a very important tool to safeguarding individual and public health. We also can by minimizing the severity of the illness and eventually can slowing down the spread of the virus. So as an individual who are vaccinated, it will contribute to the developing herd immunity, which will help to protect the vulnerable group who are unable to receive vaccination for medical reasons. So through knowledge and collective action, we can create a better and safer future for all. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.